I know exactly what you have been told. Your entire life, you have been told that you are too sensitive. You have been told to toughen up. You have been told probably 1,000 times not to take things so personally. You have likely spent years saying sorry for your tears. But I am here today to tell you that the diagnosis you were given is incorrect. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not weak, and you are certainly not a mistake. You are what psychologists refer to as a highly sensitive person. But I prefer another label. You are a supersensor. While others are capturing the world in standard definition, your brain is capturing it in 8K resolution. And today, we are going to examine the neuroscience that proves your sensitivity is not a flaw. It is a high-performance radar system that the world urgently needs. To understand yourself, we have to examine your hardware. Because this is not just a personality trait, it is biology. Research shows that your brain processes information differently than the other 80% of people. Think of the human brain like a camera. Most people's brains are recording the world in standard definition, maybe 720p. It is a good image, it is efficient, it does the job without using too much memory, but your brain is recording in 8K resolution. Neuroscience has identified 3 specific upgrades in your hardware that explain why life feels so intense. First, your brain has no filter. Neuroscientists call this low-latent inhibition. Most brains are designed to ignore 90% of what they see to conserve energy. They treat background noise as unimportant, but your brain treats everything as important. You process the texture of the chair, the hum of the refrigerator, and the mood of the person next to you all at the same time. This is why you become overwhelmed, but it is also why you notice the beauty, the patterns, and the solutions that everyone else overlooks. Second, your mirror neurons are overactive. These are the neurons that allow us to empathize. But for you, you do not just understand that someone is sad. You physically feel their sadness in your own body. You are not imagining this. Your brain is literally simulating their emotional state. You are an emotional sponge in a world full of spills. And third, this leads to the most misunderstood feature of your hardware, depth of processing. Psychologists call this the pause-to-check strategy. In a conversation or when making a decision, you might feel like you are slower than others. You might criticize yourself for hesitating or overthinking. But here is the science. You are not slow, you are thorough. While others are engaging in shallow processing, simply reacting to what is right in front of them, your brain is engaging in deep semantic encoding. You are unconsciously linking the current moment to past memories, predicting future outcomes, and analyzing the meaning behind the words. You are not hesitating because you are confused. You are hesitating because your brain is running a complex simulation to ensure the best possible outcome. That is not a bug. That is high-level computation. Now, you might be wondering, if this makes life so difficult, why evolution kept this trait? This is the most important part. If being sensitive were a weakness, natural selection would have removed it thousands of years ago. But it did not. It kept it. Why? Because the tribe needs you. In ancient times, the warriors, the non-sensitive majority, were essential for hunting and fighting. They were bold and willing to take risks, but a tribe made up only of warriors would fail. They would rush into danger without a plan. The tribe needed royal advisors. That is you. You were the one who noticed the weather shifting before the storm arrived. You were the one who sensed that the neighboring tribe was lying. Your weakness is actually a sophisticated early warning system. Society today is loud, fast, and aggressive. It is designed for the warriors. That is why you feel out of place. But do not confuse being out of place with being without value. I know that carrying this radar comes with a cost. Because you process everything so deeply, you reach your limit faster. When you suddenly shut down or need to retreat into a dark room, that is not you being dramatic. That is your RAM being full. Your system has overheated. But science has a clear metaphor for this. Most people are like dandelions. They are resilient. They can grow anywhere, in a crack in the sidewalk or in a beautiful garden. They are fine regardless of the environment. But you are an orchid. If you try to grow in a harsh, noisy, or toxic environment, you will wither. You will struggle more than the dandelions, and for years, you have probably blamed yourself for not being a dandelion, but the research shows something remarkable called vantage sensitivity. When an orchid is placed in the right environment, with the right light, the right soil, and the right care, it does not just survive. It blooms with a level of complexity and beauty that the dandelion can never reach. You do not have to toughen up to survive the sidewalk. You have to move yourself to the greenhouse. When you shape your life to support your sensitivity, you do not just catch up to others, you surpass them. So here is my prescription for you. Stop trying to install a tougher filter. You cannot change your biology, and you should not want to. The world already has enough numbness. We do not need you to be thicker-skinned. We need you to be exactly who you are. But you must protect your gift, build your boundaries, and honor your need for silence. And the next time someone tells you that you are too sensitive, take a breath, smile internally, and hold on to the truth. You do not have a defect. You are simply seeing the world in 8K resolution. And in a world that is becoming increasingly disconnected, your ability to feel is not a burden. It is the very thing that makes you human. And because you carry this high-resolution radar, you may have instinctively built a wall around your private life. You might be the person who logs on, watches, but rarely posts. To the outside world, you appear like a ghost. But psychology suggests that this silence is not empty. It may be a sign of a completely different kind of strength. If you want to know whether your digital silence is a sign of high confidence or hidden anxiety, click on this video right here. I break down the psychology of the online ghost and why stepping back from the feed might be the healthiest thing a super sensor can do. I will see you over there.